All right, here we go.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky. And it wouldn't be long before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning into halls of an ancient
Last
city
wish, baby.
where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon. But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world, and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final
He got
phase.
the PG-3s on.
We're about to embark
Or PG-13s.
on
Why
the
did I say
last expedition
PG-3s?
of Destiny's first saga.
You got them Paul George
So let's
shoes.
be clear about
Those are the ones
stakes.
that I wanted, except I wanted like the
The final
galaxy
shape,
looking ones with the
We
PlayStation
will
symbol.
go inside the Traveler.
Respect.
The journey will be
Respect.
difficult.
Those shoes are fly as
And
fuck.
what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced.
The
There will be
witness.
no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or are looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world, a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
Is this the part where we see Kate again? Or no? No. I think this is us getting... Yeah, this is us getting resurrected.
After all these years, we never talked about it. Why I brought you back. Why you were chosen. The truth is, I didn't know then. It was just a feeling.
Damn, shot the galley and everything.
But
Okay,
I
so
know
what are you
now.
climbing for? There's no climbing like that in the game.
After all we've seen, all we've lost,
What the?
this fight might be our last. So
Yo.
I'm asking you.
What the? Okay, that was
last time.
a tormentor wielding strand. I just seen that. Uh-oh. A battle axe? See, it's little things like that you gotta really, like, be paying attention for. I also don't know why my mic is picking up my voice way more than normally.
This is a momentous time in Destiny history. We've been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that like makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by Ghost at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help. And it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
When we first
I'm really,
start
like,
the final
hoping
shape,
this is gonna be a
we
very
are finally
interesting,
able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the
they call it?
Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
DLC expansion.
Inside is the Pale Heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The Pale Heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
In the final shape, we're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our Ghost, get to reconnect with Cayde 6.
Yep.
So, like,
Okay.
while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
In the final shape, we're going through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape.
Good.
Inside the Traveler is this infinite, vast, unknowable, and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what
It
is
already
inside the
looks nice.
Traveler.
Looks lush.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange. It makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. And it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
I'm like
The Witness
darting my
entered
eyes around
well ahead
really
of
quickly
any
to see if I can
Guardians.
find any
And so it's had time to
little
kind of
secrets,
shape what's there.
little hidden things.
When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny's past is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team.
No
The final shape
way.
means so much to everyone who's building
All
it.
right,
and
so
I think
I'm-
players are really going to
I'm
be able to see
hoping
that.
Final shape isn't only gonna try and
The Pale
tug at
Heart
nostalgia
is
strings.
Our very first linear destination that we've ever
Like,
done.
don't get me wrong.
I would
Going
love
back
it
to
if
the D1
players
Tower is like
felt
that's really cool.
that they began
But I
their
hope that's not,
journey
like, their
in a
main
place
focus.
of safety and feel it
Nostalgia, that is, not,
escalate
like,
in
mainly the D1
danger,
Tower.
in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
What?
the sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping
That's
on
pretty
these
interesting.
reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been.
Nah, I always feel
You're
like
not
that.
the
You can't
God
convince
Slayer
me
right
that I'm
now.
not.
You're just this little person jumping
Nope, I'm
from
a God Slayer.
these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to
witness shall
also
fall
capture
by
is
my
that
hands.
the witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
Subjugators, okay, so that
Subjugators
wasn't a
is the new
tormentor
unit you're gonna be
wielding strand.
facing in the final shape. They have an enhanced power set. They're performing
They have stasis and
powers
strand, okay.
powers to face the Guardian, well, in support
Which makes
of
sense,
all
'cause
the
it's
other
darkness
enemies
powers.
you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
Okay, enemy suspending.
They're back
That's
there
cool.
pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place, tangling you up.
The freezing is going to be kind of annoying. The tangling, or not the tangling, the suspending,
We're focusing
us
you
being suspended
on
is going to be
the
interesting and
campaign
new.
and only the campaign.
Well, for
It's
PvE.
the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final
I
shape
don't
from
mind being
happening.
suspended in PvE.
And for that,
I feel like I'll
we
be able to
do
work
need
around
the
that.
help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination, and so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
So what do they mean by the Pale Heart's
The
going to be
campaign in the
reacting
final
to
shape
what we're
doesn't
doing?
really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need
Okay.
to rally all Guardians.
So we
to
were
be
literally
able
just
to
told that at the end of this,
overcome
at the end of the
final
final
shape
sheep
and the
campaign, we will not be fighting the witness. It's going to be in the raid, which that's kind of obvious.
In the final shape, we are inside the Traveler, very close to this energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc, Solar, Void.
We want
What?
to create something that
Hold
turns
on.
into an offensive
New
powerhouse,
supers?
but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds. The Warlock Super is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian.
Oh,
the Solar Warlock
man.
Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around, and then it hits a character and
What?
bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect.
Yes,
When I cast my
yes.
whip, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it
We
launches part
got
of
a
itself
sun,
out, and
buddy?
it hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive.
What? So we got Arc buddies and we're about to have Sun buddies.
Twilight Arsenal. It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity.
So is
thing
this a
where they
one and done
suck
super?
A bunch of energy and enemies in and then explode. But that doesn't destroy the axe. The axe sticks around.
Okay.
And you and your allies can go and pick up that axe and start
Let's
wailing on
go!
enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan.
Oh,
aspect,
that's gonna be
I
really
press
cool.
And hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more
What?
damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Arc
This is
all
looking
about
really
finding
cool.
the shortest distance between 2 points. The hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and
I'm just
throws
so
it
happy
across
that
the world,
we're getting
and
another
then is
Solar
able
Warlock
to blink
Super.
to its position, do the slash that just decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not
That's
just
really cool, too.
you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
Okay.
The hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know? Like that instantaneous, like...
That was good, but I think it's more like... You know?
I like it.
Yo, these supers, they look legit.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid fusion rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. That's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I
That's
can make
unique.
that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler Beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
That looks like Aegis Scepter.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvotov into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world, burn it all. In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming.
So are they
broadening
bringing
what
those
existing
back,
weapons
or
can be.
are they just
Really,
talking
like,
about it?
bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage.
So there's another new
They have a
exotic that they're
mixture
showcasing?
of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of
The
legendary
support
auto rifle.
frame.
It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I'm really excited to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
Wow, okay. That'll be a really big
Weapons
game
team is
changer.
always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
Come on, take a load off. We've got a lot to cover.
Yeah, I want a support frame auto.
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so. I'm back! Hey, you two, give me a sec. I was magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug?
My guy
Get your
coming
hug
back,
off my
baby.
map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't. Well, better get back to it.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all
Yo,
this
my guy on
change
the right got
about
some-
to
some
culminate with this
super villain hair.
with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events
Okay,
that
good. So we're
are
gonna get
uncovered to have
a little
brought him
drawn
back.
cutscene
This
for
is how
Cade.
the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place.
Oh, I thought you
Cade
said
is
God.
the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group, that I think is going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
The witness
We want
is in
people
trouble.
to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
Guardian, the witness poses a dire threat.
I'm
And
waiting
the
to see
Witch Queen
Savathun.
holds the answers we seek. But
There
only
we
if
go.
we contend with her sister, Xivu Araf.
Okay, so
It rests with me. Will you come back from this? Do not be afraid.
Savathun wants us to go after Xivu? Whoa, whoa!
Bring me your tithes.
What?
You now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light.
Wielding hive magic?
And open the way to our tithes.
Hold up. No, we get to shoot the hive cannon things?
The deck of whispers. And they do whisper.
Okay, what's the card game going on here?
Fight in my name, Guardian. Every
A
opponent
crazy
you
staff, a
defeat
crazy bow. I didn't see what that was. I
strengthens
think those were finishers though. Oh, I just saw a moth from us.
appetite rises for your brutal tribute.
My eyes are really darting around.
Show her what it is to be hive.
What?
You have found the horn of battle. You are
Is that
deserving
Xivu?
of the greatest death I can bestow.
Wait, that's this season? Oh.
Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players.
Let's
We've been
go.
breaking hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
Let's
And this season of the
go.
Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast.
Okay,
We've got a
this
bigger
season is
problem
gonna be
first.
lit.
And that bigger problem's name is Xivu Araf.
Yup.
If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really,
It's a really good.
it's a wild ass idea. Yeah.
Yo, I'm
she
getting
determines,
crazy
like, well,
hype
the
now.
best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind
Eris
of
just
be
pretty much
like
straight up turned
Savathun?
into a
And
hive.
that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris.
turned
We want to
into
extend
a
that
hive.
magical
What the
fantasy
fuck?
into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers. It's this
Okay.
magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
Oh, okay,
Choose
okay.
these cards.
So it's
at
pretty
will,
much like the
whichever
deep
ones they
dive
want,
buffs.
and then that really
Wait.
leans into the build crafting.
You actually are getting cards that you can then
Oh.
use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for
Oh,
deck building. Like being
okay.
able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chef's kiss.
Yeah, oh, it's
really
super
fun.
See, it's going by too fast. I don't have really time to
So
read
we've
it.
got 2 brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity,
What do you mean?
you're filling
I
the
doubt you
tithing
could
bucket.
spend 2
As
hours
that
in
tithing
there.
bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally
Altars
at
of
the end,
Summoning.
it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
Okay, so there were 2 new weapons. I'm assuming those are going to be the
We really
craftable
wanted to make
ones, and it
sure
looked
that
like
there was a
fusion rifle,
home
and
for
my
any
brain
exotic
doesn't
mission
work, so I
content
think
coming
it
in
was a hand
seasons
cannon? I don't know.
after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting the
Exotic Mission
Vox
Rotator.
Obscura and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the
Exotic
team has
Mission
making and
Rotator
some
live
of the content
today.
the fans and players of Destiny love the
Okay.
most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
So that's something
With
we
Season of the
already
Witch,
knew.
we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight gameplay experiences. We wanted to make
This
sure
map
that
is actually
we
gonna be
focus
pretty
the
interesting
combat a
in
little bit
Crucible.
more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the
Yeah,
Scorch
that-
game mode. from
that
the
game
past.
mode's gonna be pretty
So we've
cool.
got the shield coming from Vault of Glass. We've got the spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're gonna be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay. It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take.
And
what
obviously
I
the relics are
need.
going to be like beyond
The words
OP.
in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hyvey this season. Obviously, there's something in the air. And so when thinking about like what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hyvey season,
Rhoda's
there's only
End.
one answer.
Rhoda's End. There's only one answer, and it's got to be Crota's End. Yup.
I have seen.
There it is.
The Hive come a god.
Rhoda's End returns. I've never done it, so I'm very excited. I'm glad they're bringing back stuff that I missed out on. Stuff that I really regret missing out on.
Only a true weapon
Yup.
of the light
Necrochasm.
is wrath.
September 1st. All right, I'm excited.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game
easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for
I'm
new
trying to
players
follow what
to
they're saying here.
engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fireteam Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power
Boost
in
the
your
power
fire
level.
team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really
1900,
for
okay,
any other guardian
2000.
to join you in this high level.
All right, so yep,
When it's
power's
combined
going
with
up.
Fireteam Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fireteam Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content.
All right, took
in
long enough for
Destiny.
you
We
guys
have
to bring
a
this up. You guys literally
tag
started
system
talking
that
about
allows
this literally
players to be able to
last
say,
year.
well, this is my play style. I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat.
Literally in the
I'm just
Lightfall
really here to have a
showcase.
good time.
The Lightfall showcase. They
It
started to show
actually
this.
allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that
This
they're
is where
playing with.
Destiny
So once
always
a listing goes
excels,
live,
is
players will be
community
put into a
friendliness.
listing lobby where players
This is
can
why I am
gather,
a
they can
huge
communicate with
fan
each
of
other.
Destiny.
So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection. The feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really represent key narrative beats within our story. We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, a mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cayde's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of
This is
players
getting
new and
really
old are going to
interesting.
come back to
There's a lot of,
Destiny. I
lot
think
of
this is
information
just the
being
right
thrown
time
in.
to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy.
We've still got a
this
whole
content
like half an
regardless
hour
of
left
their
of this
power
too.
level.
All legends are beginnings.
We're reaching the end of this.
Oh,
10-year
all
journey.
ends are beginnings.
What
I'm an
comes
idiot.
The episodes and the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing. Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the Final Shape. And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the Final Shape. I think what's really the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the Final Shape year and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with
Yo,
this kind
what's
of new
good
platform of
touch?
storytelling. Episodes provide
Yo, I'm not
this
gonna lie, this
awesome
showcase is
foundation
very, very
for the
interesting.
future of Destiny.
Very interesting.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal.
Really?
Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason, by something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery
inspires
devotion.
sacrifice.
Oh. Just don't listen to me.
Sacrifice leads to death. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Our purpose is its end.
So I'm curious as to how much more they can actually show us now. I hope they're gonna show us a new subclass.
This time, there is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends.
Why does this seem like it's
in
ending?
Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga
Yeah, I'm
is
trying
gonna
to
kick
think,
off
like,
the future of
didn't-
Destiny 2.
Didn't they
we've
show
got a
us
ton of
Strand
great content for you to jump
during the
into
Lightfall
today.
showcase? No, I
Going
know what you
live
meant.
after
I know what
this,
you meant.
We've got Season of the Witch, with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP content, all alongside a series of story catch-up missions, allowing any of your friends to jump into the game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then, next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
I'm like getting so antsy. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense why I remembered. Okay, okay.
Bring me your tithes.
The first showcase, I think that just showed us like Neo Luna and stuff.
After all these years,
And talked about like the cloud
all
strategy.
we've lost. This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise. One last time.
So is that it? Collector's Edition reveal. Oh, okay.
When we create a collector's edition, we try and
That means this must be real good.
recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really try to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to
That's
encapsulate
crazy.
that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to
That's so cool.
the tower. It's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures.
I was gonna say, I
of
guarantee there's gonna
Vanguard
be little
mentors
figures, too.
that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, and lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.